What is something you'll never forgive yourself for? I still remember the last real conversation I had with my brother Kevin. It was after Mom's funeral, and we were going through her things in the attic. Kevin found this old beat-up skateboard in the corner, covered in dust and stickers from bands we used to listen to as kids. "Remember this?" he asked, holding it up with this sad smile. I knew exactly what he was talking about. That skateboard belonged to our older brother Danny, who died in a motorcycle accident when I was 12 and Kevin was 10. Danny had taught us both how to ride it in our driveway, spending hours pushing us around until we could balance on our own. After Danny died, that skateboard became the most important thing in our house. Mom put it in the garage like a shrine, and Kevin and I would take turns riding it when she wasn't looking. We felt close to Danny when we used it. But when I turned 15, I wanted to impress this girl named Ashley who lived down the street. She was into skateboarding, and I thought if I could do some tricks, she'd notice me. So I took Danny's board without asking Kevin, even though we'd always shared it. I was trying to do this kickflip in the school parking lot, showing off for Ashley and her friends, but I messed up bad. The board went flying and slammed into the side of a concrete wall. The deck cracked right down the middle, and one of the wheels came completely off. When I got home, Kevin was waiting for me in the garage. He saw the broken board in my hands and just stared at it for the longest time. Then he looked at me with these tears in his eyes and said, "That was all we had left of him." I felt like garbage, but instead of apologizing, I got defensive. I told him it was just a stupid piece of wood, that Danny was gone and holding onto his stuff wasn't going to bring him back. Kevin didn't say anything. He just walked away. From that day forward, things were different between us. Kevin stopped talking to me about important stuff. When I'd try to joke around with him or ask about his day, he'd give me these short answers and find excuses to leave the room. We grew up and moved to different states, but every time we were together for holidays or family events, I could feel this distance between us. I kept meaning to bring up the skateboard, to finally say I was sorry, but the moment never felt right. Years turned into decades, and it became this thing we just didn't talk about. At Mom's funeral, when Kevin pulled out that broken skateboard from the attic, I thought maybe this was finally my chance. He was holding it so carefully, running his fingers over the crack I'd made. "I tried to fix it once," he said quietly. "Bought wood glue and everything, but it never worked the same." I opened my mouth to say something, anything, but then our cousin Janet called us downstairs because people were arriving for the reception. Kevin put the board back in the corner, and we went downstairs to play host. The next morning, Kevin had to fly back to Oregon for work. I was loading his suitcase into his rental car when he turned to me and said, "You know, I never blamed you for breaking it. I was just sad we couldn't share it anymore." I stood there like an idiot, watching him get into the car. I wanted to tell him I was sorry, that I'd been carrying guilt about it for 25 years, that I missed talking to him like we used to, but instead I just said, "Drive safe," and waved goodbye. 3 weeks later, Kevin had a heart attack at work. He was only 42. They said it was quick, that he probably didn't suffer. I flew to Oregon for his funeral, and his wife Emma gave me a box of his things she thought I might want. Inside was a photo of me, Kevin, and Danny from when we were kids, all crowded together on that skateboard in our driveway. On the back, Kevin had written, "Best brothers ever." I'll never forgive myself for wasting 25 years being too stubborn to apologize to my brother.